Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to be playing a game from this collection, and this collection is the Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster for PS4, and we have Eternal Calm and Last Mission. I don't know what those are. I'll find out in between parts, but we're going to be playing Final Fantasy X. So, put on your PJs and prepare for some cliches. And this also means that at some point down the road I'll be playing Final Fantasy X-2, and I'm sure I'll regret that decision. Now I am going to cut a couple minutes from the opening here. You're going to see a little bit of a weird transition, but that's because when I click on New Game, we're going to have to watch all the opening scene again anyways, and I don't think you can skip the cutscene. So yeah, I'll show the title screen coming up here. And then we'll start a new game, and don't worry about the music starting in a weird spot, but you'll hear the entire rendition here. It is a very nicely done, nice music. And so I'm playing this on the PS4. I mentioned this was the HD remaster. And we have two choices here, a standard sphere grid or the expert sphere grid. I'm going to use standard sphere grid. From my understanding, I'm going to use the original, I think, for soundtrack. From my understanding of the expert sphere grid system, it basically means like you can decide where your characters choose to start on the sphere grid. I haven't actually tried that, so I wouldn't know. And here's the actual intro sequence that I cut a few minutes out of. I just didn't feel like showing that twice. Now, if you've seen any of my other... Yeah, we can pause the... That was me trying to skip it and realizing that we couldn't. Yeah, that's about how well this Let's Play is going to go for me. Now, if you recall... If you've seen any of my other Final Fantasy Let's Plays, I've talked about this tier list that I have for the Final Fantasy games, in my opinion. And so there's the ones that I like, or the good ones, and there's the ones that are average, and then there's the ones that are bad or disliked. Final Fantasy X-2 is going to fall into that last category. But Final Fantasy X here, it falls near the top of the average tier, so... Yeah, it's got some good points. It's got some things about it I don't really like. Overall, I found the game and adventure to be kind of average for reasons that we'll go over as we venture forth. And since this is a PS4 game, this is going to be done in post-commentary, like all my PS4 games at this time, because that's the equipment level that I'm at. But I am kind of excited to bring this Let's Play to you guys. We're going to have fun on this adventure, don't worry. I'm not going to complain about it the whole time. This is not like Resident Evil 6 bad.
Listen to my story.
Oh, a bedtime story.
Maybe our last chance.
I really do like the somber piano music here. It really helps fit the mood of the whole scenery that's going on. However, that's a scene... Well, I'm not going to spoil it. It will be a cutscene that we get somewhere in the game. We'll put it that way. But now we've got kind of groovy music and high-tech area. Oh, come on. My voice isn't that scary. Oh, okay, that was creepy. Weird spirit person thingy walking along there. Wonder if that's what everybody ran from. Or I guess everybody's running to greet me. What is with that scarf? the scarf that that kid was wearing. It's what kind of kid wears scarves or handkerchiefs?
Of course.
Oh yeah, people want my autograph. Oh, you're gonna let me name characters? Oh, you know this isn't a good idea. But the character has default names, so we're gonna stick with that. And you know, people call him Titus, or official pronunciation being Titus. I don't care about official pronunciation. I call him Titus because he's the real deal, Titus O'Neil.
Okay.
Oh, so we get to be a big sports star. Yep, this is why I
Got it.
don't like this game as much. It involves sports. Actually, the sports aspect isn't that intruding on the game. But when it is, I will complain about it when the time is right. In the meantime, I'm just going to be excited because kids want my autograph. Kids that are wearing overalls? Are those things overalls?
Well,
Well, it's kind of the same thing that
Cheer for
Titus
me.
is wearing there, but
2, 3.
It looks- it looks weird.
Hey, I got a game to play.
Then teach us after.
Maybe tonight. Well,
You can't tonight.
Oh, yeah,
I mean tomorrow.
of course, because
Promise?
that person
Promise.
controls my schedule or something? And yeah, I know I'm talking over the in-game voices. I won't always do that, but I'll do that occasionally. They have text on the screen. I do appreciate the subtitles, though. So yeah, the cutscenes aren't really skippable, and that is a picture of Jecht, who is Titus's father.
I was in a coffee shop running away from home when I heard the news. Our hero, Jecht, gone, vanished into thin air.
And I
My
do
dad
know
must
if
have
you
been his
talk to
biggest
someone
fan.
around here, they
I knew
should
how
like
sad
give you
he'd
some
be,
potions or
as we all
something.
were that day.
But
Zanara says to myself,
so yeah,
"What
I'm
are
gonna
you thinking?"
run around and talk to
I
people.
went running straight back home. We sat up talking about Jecht all night.
Actually, a lot of
My dad and I never
NPCs in
talked
this
so
game,
much.
if you talk to
Well,
them, sometimes you have to talk to
reminisce,
them
folks.
multiple times.
Anyway, 10 years
But you
later,
talk
the
to them,
Jecht
and
Memorial
they'll
Cup tournament is
give you
today.
useful items for
The
your
two teams
quest.
that have won through to the finals are, of course, the Apes
I'm
from
probably
A
not
East
going
and
to
the
remember to
Duggles
get
from C
all of them. I
South.
don't know the exact
I know there's
locations
a lot of
for
people
them.
out there today to
And no,
see
I'm
the
not
star
going
of the
to
Apes.
look them up in a guide because I don't
In
think they're
just
that
1 year, he's become
great.
the team's
Maybe it's
number
this
one
runner.
player. He's Jecht's blood and the new
maybe
hope
not.
of Blitzball. What kind of super play will he show us today? Will we see his father's legendary shot? I don't think I'm the only one excited here, folks.
So yeah, Blitzball is kind of the sport here. We play for the Zanarkand Abe, Zanarkand being the town that we're in. And if you think it looks big and massive, don't worry. It's, well, it is.
Make way, make way.
You actually have to
Coming through,
push through the
sorry.
crowd here. This is past gameplay me not really
Hey,
fully
I'm gonna be
understanding where I'm at in the crowd.
Hey, let
Which
go.
occasionally this is an issue because you have absolutely no control over the camera. The camera will do what it decides to do for the screen that you're on. It's serviceable, it works out, and you're going to see that we'll be having mini maps of all the places too, so it'll be fine. But right now, let's pay some attention to Blitzball. This music. Is he a professional wrestler? I mean, I know I already made a pro wrestling reference, but this music sounds like something a pro wrestler would have. I would know, too. Yeah, this totally fits like a pro wrestling theme. And he's got his own entrance music. Oh, we're gonna be making lots of wrestling jokes throughout this game. You can trust me on that one. Oh, there's a giant tsunami coming. Is there something in that tsunami? That looks like a problem. But we're playing Blitzball. Well, I'm not. The cutscene's doing it. There's a lot of cutscenes in this game, by the way. This was the first Final Fantasy game that was released on the PlayStation 2 back in the day. I say back in the day, but this game seems more advanced than most of the games that I tend to play. Okay, that thing is just like sucking up the city. How are we... How are we not paying attention to that yet? Well, we're paying attention to our game. And we're gonna do a cool moonsault there. Moonsault slash Pele kick. And we're gonna notice that this giant tsunami creature is attacking our city and causing all sorts of havoc. What, you couldn't have just landed back in the floaty, orby water? How is that orb of water that they were playing in containing itself? Well, Tidus is probably dead. Oh, wait, maybe he's not. Not sure how he survived that fall, but it's a JRPG. We're not going to question such things. I'll have far greater problems with the plot holes of this game as we traverse. So you can see our mini-map up there, and you can see that I am already lost. I don't know where I am. Okay, there we are. Yeah, so the,
Auron! What are you doing here?
Auron.
I was waiting for you.
What are you talking about?
How did it... Not gonna ask. Do you need help? Okay. I guess I can't help them. Oh, it's you. You have the power to stop time? Are you like the Oracle? Can I ask you any question and you'll answer truthfully?
What?
Well, someone please get that reference
Don't
too.
cry.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do. I was going to cry because you stopped time. If you're confused as to what all is going on here,
What the?
don't worry about it, so is Tidus. So am I, really.
Hey!
Even though I
wait!
know this whole game and I pretty much know the whole plot,
Hey!
I'm not
this
sure I
way.
could even explain
Look,
at least a third of it to you. But, like I said, I'll complain about the plot when the time is right. Meanwhile, we have to deal with our city being attacked by... Okay, there is something in there.
we called it sin.
Sin, huh? And Sin is launching an invasion. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, come on, really? You can't punch those. That's not even punching. At least try to suplex one of those things.
Take it.
Or we could use a sword. Do you know how to use a sword? I'm gonna go with no.
A gift from Jet.
My old man?
Definitely gonna go with no.
I hope you know how to use it.
I think he's already demonstrated that he can't, Orin. But, fortunately, in the time it takes to warp into the battle scene, we can do that. Now you'll notice that we have a turn-based system. I'm not really opposed to turn-based because it gives you time to actually plan out your moves. However, this turn-based system becomes... well, there's some ways you can make it very, very easy. So one strategy I'm going to employ is to attack the monster whose turn is going to be next. And yeah, that way none of them got an attack on me. And you can see what turns are coming up. So it's kind of nice for planning. In fact, as far as Final Fantasy games,
After all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
I'd say this one is probably like the easy mode of the Final Fantasy series. Like if you were new to RPGs or new to Final Fantasy, I would recommend 10 as being a good first choice for a Final Fantasy game. I'd also recommend 4 and probably 6, but I'd probably recommend 4 first. 4 or 10. Yeah, most of this adventure is going to be fairly easy. And then there's a bunch of post-game content. There's even more post-game content in the HD remaster, because we have the international version of Final Fantasy X, not just the original US release that had, less post-game content. But right now we have this boss.
Get out of my town!
Some can't wait to die.
Okay. Well, ring the bell, and let's start this Royal Rumble. I told you we're going to be making all sorts of wrestling references. You don't even know the half of it. Okay, so overdrives. That is like a character's special super move. They're like limit breaks. That was really powerful. The overdrives kind of require you to have some sort of interaction, so that's kind of nice, whether it's inputting a certain command or doing some certain timing thing. But for the most part, I like it. Yeah, here's the spiral cut, and this is me failing the spiral cut miserably. I mean, it still goes off, but it does significantly less damage than if we had hit the target. We could power break this thing, but I think it's only going to cast Demi on us, and Demi is never going to kill us. Because what Demi does, it just takes away 25% of your current HP. Yeah. And we already killed all the other things. Whenever you kill an enemy, you'll hear that, that sound that's making, and then you'll see all those little floaty, wispy things wander off. We'll learn what that's about later in the game as well. So it's nice that we can see that we are doing damage to this thing. And that was a Sin Spawn, was the name of that. So yeah, Sin, if you haven't gathered yet, he's going to be kind of the main enemy of this game. And I like this concept. You've got this big beast thing that can just like wipe out cities and stuff, and it's going to become our goal to stop it. Oh hey, this is a save point. Well, not a save point, a save sphere. This game is like obsessed with spheres. Whether it's the sphere grid, all the spheres you can collect for that, save spheres, tape recorder spheres, you're going to do a lot of spheres, so I hope you guys like round things.
What are you laughing at, old man? Auron, let's get out of here!
We expected.
Huh?
None of what you're
Give me a
saying
break,
makes sense.
man.
Then again, that won't be the only time. I think we're about to have problems. And how do we solve our problems in Final Fantasy X? Oh, well, we don't get to punch them in the face. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter what monster we attack, because, well, they're all going to attack us next, so we'll just kill that one. Alright, wings start to flicker. Take that one out. This is kind of an intro. Honestly, I'm not sure where exactly the intro tutorials will end in this game. Because there's kind of a lot of them.
This could be bad. That! Knock it down.
What?
Trust me, you'll see.
How do you know the exact effects of this, Auron? So, anyways, what we gotta do is, well, we can smack these sin skills. I'm gonna hit the ones that are glowing, because they're going to do a charge attack, and then I'll attack that thing. Normal attacks are only doing about 28. Their charged attack is gonna do about 70. But, you know what, I'm not gonna go after everyone whose skills are glowing. Or maybe I will. But Auron can do more damage to that thing. Yeah, sometimes in battles you can have, like, other objects that you can interact with. Like that, not really an enemy thing. You can attack it. Sometimes you'll have certain commands that show up in certain battles that let you interact with certain items or your environment or objects. It's kind of interesting, but I don't think, in my opinion, it doesn't get used enough to really create something that's, like, consistent. But I do appreciate the idea behind it. Again, how did you know this was going to be the effect? Okay, so the building just, like, collapsed in front of us, and miraculously the part we're on is still there. And we're not dead. Okay, well, we're not dead yet. Lots of fancy explosions. This is interesting music, too. Sin is kind of behind you. Sin is sucking us up into his vortex. His vortex of evil.
You are sure?
Are you talking to Sin? Who are you talking to?
This is it.
And by the way, for the record, I don't really like Auron. He is kind of like the cool, quiet character that acts real big and bad with a sword and always calm and collective and that. But, well, you'll see why I don't like him later on. First, we're gonna get sucked into this vortex. Part of me is curious as to what that sort of thing would feel like, but I don't think I want to know, because I don't think I would actually survive it in all kind of reality. Hi, my name is Titus O'Neil.
My old man?
Wait, what? What is that thing? I don't know what that is. But we're swimming around. And don't ask me to explain any of this, because I don't have a clue. Honestly, I don't. Although I do know what Titus was talking about there. Oh, actually, no, I don't. There's Jack right there. I don't know why we can suddenly swim in the air. Like, what happened with this? But anyways, when you are swimming, you can hold the circle button to go downward.
Where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone.
Did you
beside
dream
me,
of Genie?
so I didn't have to feel alone anymore.
Well, maybe you should have dreamt of Genie. I'm just making all sorts of silly references today. And after going through the vortex, suddenly we're going to wake up in this, like, broken down temple water area. Who knows where we are?
Anybody there?
Again, if you're confused, don't worry. We'll get on a path of more stability in a bit. Yeah, Orin's gone too. Oh, but our mini-map is still here. I appreciate the mini-maps. I would be very lost in this game without them. You guys know how lost I tend to get in 3D games. So yeah, the mini-map it's a very good thing in this. Now if we come up here, there's probably some treasure somewhere around here. Oh, what's this thing? Something is written here. Edranava Famudia. I have no idea what this is. What it means. Makalania. Mughud.
What do we have here? Nope, can't read it.
Yeah, so that is going to be... Well, I'll tell you what it is, because we're going to learn what it is next time. That's called the Al Bhed language. That's something we'll have to deal with in this game, and we get a treasure there. Treasures are not marked on the map, so I'll see you guys next time.